Mambo jambo familia wangu, habari gani? And familia angu wa marafiki wangu, karibu nyumbani kwangu. Uko vizuri? Okay, uko vizuri, natumai yote ni sawa. Sawa. Mimi ni Eli-Ben-Eli, Baba Eli-Ben-Eli, sawa. Asante sana kwa katazama. Mimi ni Eli-Ben-Eli. I'm not feeling very well today. I'll tell you the truth. It's like I'm feeling a little bit exhausted. To all of those who practice Islam, alhamdulillah, hallelujah, and I hope that you have a blessed Juma day, and to my Jewish brothers and sisters, Shabbat Shalom, and to my Marafiki, SDA Marafiki, happy Sabbath. I was thinking today about something which I am finding funny, and that is that so many people have the false idea that I have a hatred for Marwa, and I don't know where that comes from. And I laugh at it, but in a way it kind of makes me feel bad. When Bo was around, when Bo came to visit Nyabohanse, and the King of Kings, the Emperor of Emperors, he who stands tall among the trees, he who walks among the corn, he who directs the path of the river, and causes the wind to blow and the clouds to float, was harassing that woman, testing her to see if she could be a village girl. I was one of those people who, like a friend, told them, don't do this. I was like Max 1 and the other two men. I was telling him the truth. I told him, don't behave this way. You lied to this woman. You told her that you were bringing her over here to take her to the Masai Mara to see the animal migration. And then when she came here, you told her that it was too much money. And you take her to the village and you're putting her through all of this nonsense. I predicted, like a friend, if you don't stop doing this, it's going to cause you problems. And I was one of the few people who told him, this woman is going to thrash you for what you're doing. And sure enough, the woman thrashed him. There are two kinds of friends in this world. There are friends who kiss behind, and there are friends who tell you the truth. I'm a friend who tells you the truth. And I may not be running around behind Mara kissing his behind, but I have no hatred of the man. By the way, folks, let me take a brief moment to say, if you haven't liked and subscribed, please like and subscribe to the channel. And I'm very, very happy. We are growing slowly, but we are growing. We're over 500 and continuing to grow. Let us not stop. Please enjoy the video, comment on the video, support the channel. I have to apologize. Yesterday the video had the sound of a storm in the background. And a lot of people were upset about that, and a lot of people are upset with Babu Eli. I'm Babu Eli-Ben-Eli, by the way. I don't know if I said that or not. I'm a little bit frazzled today. I'm Babu Eli-Ben-Eli, the bull-headed grandfather. And, yesterday I had a lot of storm sounds in the background. In addition to that, I have a new machine, and because I have a new machine, I haven't quite mastered it. So a lot of the time, the lip syncing and the sounds, the lips and the sound are not syncing. Please bear with me. You know, don't stone your elderly babu Eli-Ben-Eli yet. Give me a chance. I'm gonna get that under control. You know, but I will tell you one thing. I will tell you one thing about that, about technology. Uh, if you go on the internet, you can look up if you need something other than your phone to make your films. If you make your films with your phone, that's fine. But if you need something else, buy a good Android tablet. I don't own anything Apple. Buy a good Android tablet, and if you don't want to spend a lot of money, don't have a lot of money to spend, look for a refurbished Android tablet. And these tablets work very, very well. You know, and it's not very, very expensive. You don't have to run around begging people to buy you one. You don't have to make a fool out of yourself by going to the muzungus or the foreigners and, you know, embarrassing yourself and embarrassing Kenya by acting like if, you know, it's like the only way that people get anything there is by begging. You know, it's like, don't be deceived. People here in America struggle financially. People here in America, we don't have everything. Okay, but you use the intelligence that God gave you, and you find ways of you know, going ahead and doing what you have to do. You know, I want to go back to the topic I was talking about before. People thinking that I hate Marwa. The other thing, the other thing that people are telling me is, if it wasn't for Marwa, you wouldn't have a channel and whatever, man. All that I know is this. You know, one of the things that I said to myself, because there was a period of time in which I was having problems with my phone, so I wasn't loading videos. But I always said, once I start loading, people thought that I was totally gone. But I said, once I start loading videos again, I'm going to make it a point to load it every day. Whether I talk about Mara, whether I talk about Fellow the Boy, whether I talk about Mawa's Engineer, or I Am Mawira, or Diana Kemi, and I talk about all of those people. Whether I talk about all of those people or I talk about something else, it isn't Mara who's sitting in this chair. It isn't Mara who gets up and makes preparation and does this video. It's me. You know, but if doing if doing an unauthorized collabo with Mara by talking about him is helping my channel, hey, you know, so what? You know, everybody helps somebody in one way or the other. You know, as I said, I have no hatred for Mara. I think that you know, it's like, how would I explain this? When Mara leaves the village, he becomes a different person. He becomes kind, he's friendly, he's curious, you know, he's traveling around, he's examining things. When he's in the village, he acts like the king of kings, the author of history, the man, you know, he gets obnoxious. When he's in that glorified mud house, the villa of Niabo Hanset, the Villa Medellin, the Mosquito, Rancho Mosquito, the seat of power of the Marwan Empire, he becomes a completely different person. Hey, pole, Mura, pole, I'm making a video here. You, I can't talk to you right now. I'm making a video. Please, please. You're pressing too much. Somebody needs to come up to Mara and tell him, Mara, you remember when you used to sleep with the goats? You remember when you used to occasionally step in goat shit by accident? You know, anybody in this society, anybody in this world who doesn't have a story of being humble in the past is missing out on a great experience. You know, it's missing out on a great experience. I'm a blessed person. From the time that I was very little, I grew up in a family where my mother and father worked really hard, gave us a very good home, and brought us to the United States, gave us a good education and everything. The flip side of that is that throughout my life, people would tell me, you're not really a part of this family. And I have found out recently as an adult that probably is true. So Eli-Ben-Eli is Eli-Ben-Eli for a reason. Just like Fellow the Boy, I have had kind people who have raised me and have taken care of me and created a good life for me. But, you know, at the same time, I'm kind of like an orphan. I don't know who my real parents are. When I was about 17 or so, my father, the man who I call my father, told me, I'm not your real father. Ask your mother who your father is. And I've come to find out that, you know, recently I was trying to get my birth certificate and come to find out that the woman who's on the birth certificate is a woman I don't even know. You know, so life is what it is. Maybe I didn't have to sleep with goats, and I didn't have to run around the village barefoot, you know, but at the same time, I don't have any family. I mean, I do have family. I have brothers and sisters that I love, but they're my brothers and sisters by adoption, you know. So the reason that I'm saying this is that I don't think that I'm better than anybody, and I'm not trying to be better than anybody. And I have no hatred for Mara. I have no hatred for Davy Jr. or Dean Wango. You know, I have no hatred for anyone. You know, for political reasons, there was a gentleman on here on YouTube that I felt uncomfortable with, and I said to myself at a certain point, what am I doing? Yeah, I'm flying against everything that I believe. And the more that I got to know about this gentleman, the more that I realized that my sense of misgiving were unjustified. And I don't know that he'll ever feel a sense of trust for me or a real sense of friendship, because I wasn't very kind to him at first. But, you know, it's like, for a lot of reasons, I wish me and him could be good friends. I admire his sense of intelligence. I admire his sense of analysis and everything. I think he's a good guy. Everything I see tells me that this is a good guy. And may God bless him, and may God forgive me for, you know, having judged him, you know, wrongly. We all judge people, and the risk of judging people is that you could make a mistake and judge a decent, honorable person in the wrong way. But, you know, it's like, I felt like if I needed to clarify how I view Mara. I view Mara as a bully. I view Mara as the king of beggars. I view him as somebody who's completely ruthless and is prepared to take advantage of the poor people who get on YouTube thinking that they're going to become rich being on YouTube, you know, and Mara is a predator. But at the same time, I also remember long, long ago that when I was on YouTube and I had posted a comment to a video saying, because there was a time when I really wanted to go to the Southeast Asia, Philippines, Thailand, and I remember saying, I don't want to go there because I don't think the people there, the men and the women there, like black people. And I remember that a gentleman answered and said, no, that's not true. Go to Phuket and you'll find that the people there are very nice and like black men and blah, 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 blah. And I got to talk to that guy. I mean, we exchanged comments back and forth, and I developed a liking for that guy. Okay. And I decided to look at his videos, and I went to his channel and I looked at some of his videos, and I really, really liked him. His name was I Am Mara. I have never stopped liking Mara. But just because I like a person doesn't mean that I agree with everything that they do. It bothers me that how Mara has treated fellow boy. It bothers me how he's treated his own brother. It bothers me how he's treated a lot of people. But I'm not God. I'm not judging him. And I don't consider myself a reactor, and I'm going to explain why I don't consider myself a reactor. Quite honestly, I'm an educated person. I went I got 3 college degrees, but I don't have the intelligence of somebody like On Trending or A.M. Carroll or Black Beauty or Modesta Lifestyle. I don't have. These women are smart. They're funny. I don't have that kind of intelligence. All that I do, they'll cover this topic, they'll cover that topic, and they have receipts and everything. They do what they do excellently. I'm not capable of doing that. And then the other thing about this is that, it's like they're very careful to not make comments about things that they don't have receipts for. I say anything I want to say about whatever. I don't have to have proof. There are a lot of things that I say because of instincts. I have my suspicion about people like Chris. I'm not accusing him of anything. But my problem with somebody like Chris is I don't feel comfortable with the attention that he likes to pay to little boys. I don't feel comfortable with him giving them money. What he and Uncle Mo are doing, or the nature of their friendship, that's up to them. That's not really my business, But I just think that the Sodom and Gomorrah agenda is very, very real. I call it SAGA, Sodom and Gomorrah agenda. It is very real. And, I was watching a video last night. There are a lot of passport bros that are I think most passport bros are actually sex tourists. And a lot of those sex tourists are not traveling to Africa, Asia, and Latin America and a lot of them like traveling to poor countries. Why is it that they like traveling to poor countries? Because in poor countries, people are desperate for money. And when people are desperate for money, they look the other way when you use young women and young boys sexually. They're happy to have the money. There was a video that I saw last night about Thailand and how they're trying to prevent the abuse of women and children by these passport bros. And I forget what city it was in, but they show one man late at night walking, holding the hand of and this is a gentleman from Germany. He's walking around holding hands with a little girl who is dressed like a woman. The girl couldn't have been older than about 13. And they show you a 13-year-old boy, a very young boy who was sent out at night by his family to sell gum, okay, to the tourists. You know, child prostitution is real, and you know, it's like the party at the Thrilla Villa Medellin was, you know, it's like Mauro was very open about what he was trying to do. He was telling people that, oh, babies will be made here, the people will be making love under the trees, bring condoms, make sure you bring condoms. Well, you want to know something? What the part of it that he didn't say is this. A lot of those young women of the village are very attractive, but they're young. And when you have certain men who go around asking the elders of the village about how they feel when two men kiss and if two men live together, when you have people like that paying attention, a lot of attention to little boys and grooming them by giving them money, large amounts of money, you know, that party was a LGBTQ affair, you know, and you see everything else that has happened, and they're not showing you 100% of anything. But common sense tells you that there's a lot going on at that party, in between men and men and men and women. Some of the handful of muzungus and foreigners that have come, and some of the young women and possibly even some of the boys. It's an ugly, ugly look. And that is the part of Maura that I don't like, that I don't respect. I think he's taking advantage of his own villagers. Brothers and sisters, if you haven't liked and subscribed, please like and subscribe. Help my channel to keep growing. Please understand that I don't hate anybody, but I do love truth. You know, in the meantime, I wish each and every one of you a happy holiday season. I wish each and every one of you a happy weekend. May God bless you. May God be with you. Kwaheri.